Already looks like a good show going on here in the Cycle Source Magazine Roland studio, getting ready to fire up Shop Talk in just 3.5 minutes. Everybody's piling in. Jason Holman in the house. Scott, Rob Nussbaum, what's going on? Steve Broyles, what's up, Florida? That's it. We're at Willie's. We're outside of Willie's, man. Everything's looking great. Tom Kiefer, best night on Facebook. Appreciate you being here, brother. Thank you so much. David Crum, hope you guys had fun in Daytona, checking in from Butler, New Jersey. Brad Kilpatrick, hey man, this is Chris from Cycle Source Magazine. We're getting ready to launch our Sunday evening program, Shop Talk. 120 minutes of news, entertainment, all the bullshit we can fit. Glad to have you here with us. Please hit the like and share button so everyone else knows we're going live with Shop Talk in just 3 minutes. Stick around. Okay, so this is going to be one of those nights where I'm fighting little tech gremlins, but hey, still a great show. Yeah, we're still in Daytona. Steve Henderson saying hi. What's up, buddy? Scott Stefano. Good to see all you guys. Doug Riquette, Walla, Washington in the house. Michigan here. Joe Dragowski. Ski. Beth Corral, good to see all you guys. Hey, listen, it's going to be a killer show. We got a lot of stuff to catch up on. We're still trying to wrap up all this footage in Daytona. We're shooting, garage build stuff down here. Grease and Gears Garage. Tons and tons of content coming out of Daytona this year. That's why we couldn't leave. Plus, let's be serious, it's still snowing in the Northeast, so I'm not in a hurry to get back there. 1 minute, we're going live. Okay, as we pass the 30-second mark, we're going to get this one out of the station, up onto the tracks, and go live with this week's episode of Shop Talk. Here we go. Okay, scooter tramps and chopper jockeys all across the land. It's just after 9 p.m. on the East Coast. That means it's time for another episode of Shop Talk. I'm your host, Chris Callen with Cycle Source Magazine. I am in the mobile studio. See, mobile. We're mobile.
Hi.
Oh, so good to be here with you guys. It's been crazy. People still out of Daytona for a week, and we're going at it like it's nuts. Collecting material in Lakeland. We're going down to Lauderdale. Like, it's crazy, but all that stuff's to come. We're here tonight to have a show, Sunday night in the house. I'm going to bring the crew in and see what's going on. What's up, crew?
Hey.
What's going on?
Mark, so good to see you here.
I had to drive to Florida to spend time with you guys, I guess.
Right?
I don't know. I'm not leaving here. The weather up here is beautiful. You keep saying it's snowing up here. We got some great weather right now.
Yeah.
Yep, it's been sunny, 60 high 60s. It's great.
For how long has it been high 60s? Come on.
Well, 2 days in a row,
Two-
this whole week.
2 days in a row.
That's right. I'll take it.
So Florida, the yesterday, everything turned. It was beautiful down here the whole way through Bike Week, man. Everything was killing. We went over to Lakeland. We've been doing a ton of stuff with Jason Holman over at Cycle Stop. On the drive back across the state, the sky opened up, and it hasn't been the same since. It's been cold and rainy, and like I'm thinking, is it me? Did I do this?
And like cold, like raw, bone chilling cold.
Yeah,
Like-
when that cold hits that water, that mist, for some reason it's wicked cold. Doesn't need to be, temperature doesn't have to be low, it just has to be chilly down there.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it was cold. Thankfully, I had a Twisted Tea fleece onesie.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
now
buddy.
we're gonna talk about her onesie. She's
I
personally
looked like a
sponsored.
giant banana, but I was warm, so it was
She's
okay.
Personally sponsored by Twisted Tea at this point. Walking around like a giant yellow banana.
Yep.
But so yeah, Daytona was off the hook. We got tons of video and stuff coming up from that. But this week, we have Jason coming in from the motorcycle Cannonball, Jason Sims, and he was just at the Meekum show and gonna tell us about the Chase dates this year and some of the good stuff that's opening back up. And that's right, Rob Nussbaum. I am part of the Flannel Mafia tonight. Where's my sponsor logo? See that there? What's up? Right on.
Is that all you got?
It is. What about you? What have you been doing back in PA?
Working.
Yeah.
Kicking it. Yep. Same old crap here, since not doing any traveling, trying to get some stuff done here.
Right on.
Get some good paint work done, that's for sure.
Scott Stefano, yes, we did say it's cold in Daytona. Like,
It is cold.
and we're from the Northeast, so if we're saying that, it's pretty cold. Steve Burrow says 63 in Michigan. Hey, this is a little program we do every week, Shop Talk, Sundays 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, through the courtesy of the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. We bring you, some entertainment. We bring a guest or two, some information, some tech stuff. 120 minutes, all the bullshit we can fit. Usually starts off with a little program we call the news. First up in the news tonight, and this comes in from the Go Erie news outlet. Organizers cancel Erie Bike Fest motorcycle rally planned for summer. Erie, where's my thing? Where's my thing at?
I hate hearing about events being canceled.
Yeah, but we have to, because a lot of people are really keeping an eye on it, so we have to bring the news. We have to tell you guys when the stuff has happened so you can make your plans accordingly. Erie Region bikers will have to wait until 2022 to attend the Harley-Davidson of Erie's annual Bike Fest motorcycle rally. Kelly Lapping and Susan Lapping, co-owners of the Mill Creek Township-based Harley-Davidson of Erie dealership, announced Saturday the cancellation of the 8th annual event, which had been scheduled for July 13th through the 18th.
That's a super bummer.
It is,
Yeah,
right?
that's a bummer for this area, because that's there's not a lot of events here, and that really draws the people from this area up there, so that sort of sucks for them.
Scott Stefano is pushing us ahead in our schedule. I had planned on doing this halfway through the news, but since Scott brought it up, we're going to go straight to the batshit crazy news. Did you see this? And he's asking right away, but did you see this story, dude? So check it out. I'm going to play the video while we're talking about it. Burglars ride motorcycles out of Harley-Davidson dealership in Indiana. Literally, these cats, all dressed in black helmets, walk into a Harley-Davidson dealership, get on these bikes, and ride right out the door.
Yep, they walk in helmets, full black gear, like no way you'll figure out who these dudes are. Although to get in, they must have
wasn't an
been
inside
some
job,
sort
was
of
it?
Right,
inside
right.
job, right?
Look, he throws the tag on the floor. That's like me when I get something from Amazon.
Here, take
Hell,
your
this one's free.
$23,000.
Look at that. Right out the door.
Boy, that's ballsy, huh?
Oh, dude, that's giant balls. So This comes in from Fox 29 out of Kokomo, Indiana. Police in Indiana are searching for burglary suspects who stole 4 motorcycles worth a combined value of nearly $100,000 from a Harley-Davidson dealership and rode right out the building's front door. The heist was reported March 17th at the dealership in the city of Kokomo, about an hour north of Indianapolis. Surveillance video from inside the dealership captured the 4 suspects at approximately 3:22 a.m. entering the showroom floor.
Yeah, boy. Somebody had that all figured out.
Oh,
Right.
dude, right? Well,
It's nuts.
here's some good stuff, man. This is coming in from KOT ATV territory in South Dakota, and this goes to
great.
we didn't we cover this a little bit in the beginning of the year?
No, this is actually a different project. This is Katie and James Washnock, of Blackout Motors. Such a great couple. 2 of the most adorable children I think I have ever seen are working with Abbott House to teach kids how to rehab a motorcycle. Abbott House is a foster home for children. So they're giving them some hands-on experience, and they're letting them really design this bike and do everything 100% on their own. Once it's complete, they're going to sell 750 raffle tickets for $100 a pop, and all that money will go to help other kids in the system with, additional therapies that they may need and things like that. So the Washnocks, again, a great couple. I truly enjoy them, and they're doing such a good thing. So
Do you have any information where people can go to get more information on this? Or?
I don't see a link in here, but I've already reached out to James and Katie to see if we can get them on the show to talk about this a little more and shed a little bit of
looks
light.
like Ryan Reedy put James Washnock's name up, so maybe
James is watching.
Yeah.
But I've reached out to them. Hopefully we can get them on the show to talk about this program and Blackout Motors. So
Anthony Robinson in the house. Hey, speaking of
yeah,
that,
where's our coffee?
Jeff
I think
Holt
Jeff
stole my
totally
damn coffee.
stole our coffee. Just so you know, if he tells you he delivered it, he didn't.
Mark, he was supposed to bring coffee
Did
for
he
us.
come in? Did he come into the truck at 3:20 in the morning, full gear, and steal your coffee?
No, we were supposed to get a handoff from Anthony Robinson, and Jeff never showed up with the goods, man. He was like sending us a package from California. Maybe that's what happened. Jeff was
Did it
like,
get lost in the mail?
maybe that's what happened. Jeff was like, oh, okay, package from California.
Yeah, right. I would have done that.
Oh, that's good. That's good. There's plenty of that stuff to go around. So, hey, next up in the news, this is coming in from the Rob Report, and this is exciting news for this company. The Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 bike just broke the land speed record. The previous record of 120 miles an hour had stood since 2016. Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 twin, nicknamed Sabre, just slashed through the salt flats of South Australia to set new land speed record. This is
Royal Enfield's just kicking ass, aren't
dude,
they?
right? And this is, I mean, it's a pleasure to see them do that because it's a great bike. They got some really good partners on this, and there's a lot of excitement,
Yeah, it reminds me of the old KZ, the Kawasaki's. Remember them 79
Yep.
all black Kawasaki's?
All killers.
That reminds me.
Yep.
Yep.
So it says under the caption here, the bike's best time for the event was a lofty 133.779 miles per hour.
Right on.
Record-breaking day one wasn't enough for this duo, though. Hallman kickstarted day two by hitting 128.935 miles per hour, followed by a cool 132.04, then rounded out the day by achieving 133.07. Surprisingly, Sabre still had more gas in the tank, and the most impressive sprint was yet to come.
I wonder if SNS had anything to do with that.
I believe that's the same program, right?
Yeah, because when we were out on the salt, back in 2018, SNS was out there with Royal Enfield, and it was a great thing to see.
Yep. Right on. So here's some happy news, man. Earlier in the year, we reported on the world's highest. It's the world's highest motorcycle museum, right?
Yes.
World's highest motorcycle museum, and the fire that they had, and it was a total disaster. It's reported by motopenis.com, I didn't listen. Did I say that right? Penis.
I think
He said penis.
Penis. Penis. Moto penis.
let's go pina.
Just give up.
Let's stick with pina. Moto pina.
Moto penis.
Children.
Okay.
Good Lord.
Burn Motorcycle Museum to be reopened within the year. How cool is that?
This is awesome.
Yeah.
After seeing the video and photos of the fire that broke out during the early hours of January 18th, 2021, the motorcycle riding community around the world mourned as over 200 very rare motorcycles were turned to molten steel as fire broke out atop the top Mountain Crosspoint Motorcycle Museum in Austria.
It's incredible that so many people are donating or lending their bikes to the museum. It's going to be a great thing to see. I wonder if they're going to rebuild. I mean, in American terms, the building that lot was lost was 33,000 square feet.
And what's the backstory there about this coming back?
So the Attila and Albin Schieber are going to rebuild the museum, and they plan to reopen. To date, collectors from all over the world have pledged a total of 250 vintage and collectible motorcycles that will span the past 120 years.
Yeah.
So people, obviously seeing what happened and such a loss, are stepping up and, lending their bikes to be displayed to this museum. And what an incredible undertaking that's got to be.
Right on.
So
it's not shocking in the motorcycle community, though. I mean,
oh, absolutely.
Most of these people are big givers, so that's cool.
So moving on to the last piece of news that we have for today, because we're super excited to get into this with our guest in a couple minutes here. But this is also pretty cool news, man. Moto Guzzi in the news, and this is coming in from Optimum Performance Motorsports. 100 years of Moto Guzzi Centenario celebration. With the 2021, the year of the Moto Guzzi Centennial is launched. And how do they do this best? I feel like I need to speak in an accent. 1921, 2021.
Moto Guzzi, hey.
Bene. Bravissimo. To celebrate 100 years of the Eagle, the GMG Giornate Modali Moto Guzzi are back from 9 through 12 September in Mandello del Lario. With an extraordinary edition, a special centennial celebration livery is unveiled, produced in an exclusive edition only in 2021, inspired by the legendary Otto Cylindri. I can't speak. I can't do it tonight.
Just keep saying manja.
This one's for you. But there's the centennial lineup, pretty bitchin' and fantastic for them, right?
Yeah, right on.
All the companies that are boasting their 100-year history in motorcycles, and there's old Moto Guzzi putting a foot in the ass. Good for them.
Gotta love the Italians.
Back over to you, Jane.
Oh.
I got her with that one, dude, right?
I have to say, I don't know if I like being in the mobile studio.
Why?
Because at home I have there's just a delay on the screen that I see here, even though I could turn and look at your screen, but then that wouldn't be very...
You can look at my screen, baby.
Hello.
I'm too tired. So, we're in Daytona. Daytona Bike Week has been over for a full week now. I am so tired. I think he's actually trying to kill me this time, Mark, for real.
Well, you keep saying
That's
we keep
not
saying
true.
that we want each other all to live till we're 1,000 years old, so we suffer. Well, I don't know if he's trying to kill you. I'm going to say no, he's not trying to kill you.
Although
hey,
we
look
did
at it this way: he can't do this shit by himself. You're not going anywhere.
That's right. You're not going anywhere.
So, although I will say he did give us one day off that we failed epically.
Oh, dude, you have to tell the story now. You have to tell the story. Do you guys know anybody that can fail day off?
We can fail day off.
So we had a breakfast meeting with Billy from Twisted Tea. Just casual, hey, what's up? Love you, good to see you. And then we had the whole day off.
Yep. And we're like, oh,
go for Heather.
We're going to go take a walk on the beach. I'm like, that's great. And we're all the way, we're a half hour from our campsite.
No, wait a minute. It starts with a trip to Ross.
Because we go to Ross because we're a half hour away from the camper, and Ross is like 2 minutes from where we are. So we're like, okay, let's just go get some flip-flops and some shorts, and we're just going to go for a nice walk on the beach.
Now, flip-flops and shorts, and this is important for this story. The shorts were a size and a half too big.
And had pizza slices on them.
And the flip-flops were about 3 sizes, or shorts were too small, flip-flops were too big, right? It's important. That's going to come up later. Pay attention.
So we start walking, we get to the beach, and
we're holding
perfect parking
hands,
spot.
like.
And he's like, baby, I want to go boogie boarding.
Well, but first, the rule is,
oh,
this is the day off, right?
Yeah.
So what do you do on your day off?
He makes us leave our cell phones in the truck.
No cell phones.
No cell phones,
for the day
no
off.
wallets, because we're just going for a walk. So we get down there, and he gets to the beach. Perfect parking spot on Granada. No problem, because it's early.
For a school bus-sized Sprinter van,
yeah.
I find parking on the slip.
Yep.
On the slip at the beach. This was meant to be.
Mm-hmm. He's like, I want to go boogie boarding. I'm like, okay. There's a surf shop up there. Why don't you go grab the truck, grab your get a boogie board. I'll meet you at the next launch. Well, actually, I said at the launch. And in my head, I was thinking the launch that we did the photo shoot at a few days prior. It's the only launch I know. And I think he knows this. That launch is 2 miles from where I am. Not a big deal. I'll walk. I'm like, oh, I get my steps in today on my little Fitbit. So I'm walking, and every launch I go by, I look, no giant white van with 6-foot skulls on it. I keep going. And I walk a mile past where I think I'm supposed to be.
Now at this point, I get to the very next launch, and I stand there. And I stand there.
Yep.
And I stand there.
So I book it back again to where I think I'm supposed to be. No cell phone, no wallet, nothing. And I go up to the little, guy that takes your money so you can drive your motorcycle on the beach. I'm like, sir, may I please use your phone? Is it a local call? I'm like, you have an iPhone. It doesn't really matter if it's a local call or not. Now, mind you, at this point, I've already walked 4 miles on the beach in either barefoot or flip-flops. 4 miles. And I have no sunblock. So I go up to the corner, and there's a restaurant there. And I'm like, may I use your phone, please? I'm calling Chris, because he's supposed to be in the truck. 8 times. No answer. I'm like, well, maybe he got a boogie board, and he's on the beach boogie boarding. I'll see him if I start walking back.
No. While she starts walking back, I start walking back to the place where we left each other's company.
Yep.
So now we're both walking the wrong way, away from each other.
So eventually, after I've walked literally 6 miles on the beach, I finally get a phone. He answers. I'm like, I'm just going to go out to the street and walk down the street. Just stop when you see me. And at this point, I'm upset because it's been several hours. Again, no money, no cell phone. I can't even get a water. And I can't even get an Uber to take me to...
Dude, by the time the thing's said and done, she's in the passenger seat of the Sprinter. I'm pissed and raw. I'm rubbed raw between my toes and between my legs. She's crying. I'm pissed. I'm like this down the road.
I'm like, don't be mad at me. Can't you see I'm upset? I ruined day off.
Let's just go home, she says. I said, we are not going home. We're not going home. We're going to have the happiest Christmas since Danny Thomas tap dance
Griswold's Florida vacation.
Oh, so bad.
I said, we are going 5 miles down this road until we come to a beach where nobody knows that we're the 2 idiots that were walking around circles a half the damn day, and we were going to have a day off.
Yep. So Chris and Heather failed day off.
All right, man, listen, let's take a quick commercial break, and when we come back on the other side, we're going to bring our guest in, Jason Sims from the Motorcycle Cannonball and Cross Country Motorcycle Chase. This is Shop Talk. We appear here every Sunday, 9 p.m. Please join us as much as you can. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. Stick around.
Ever since I was younger than Gavin, I knew that I wanted to ride. I'd see a group of bikes going down the highway with all their gear packed on, and I just thought that I definitely want to do that. That's what I want to do. My current bike is a 2016 Harley-Davidson Road Glide Ultra. I think it would be awesome if when he's old enough to ride, you know. I'd love to be able to go riding with him. He won't want to ride on the back forever. We just did an exhaust swap, well, slip-on exhaust swap.
My favorite part is when screwed both out, took them out. He did a test sound before that, and when it was all out, it was louder than it was before.
Oh, because we pulled the baffles out, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yep. I want to take people with me in my travels and stuff and show them the Midwest. Not just for the Midwest, but just to encourage people to get out there and explore. I'm Andrew, this is my son Gavin, and we are a Dennis Kirk family.
Hi, I'm Tom. I'm with Banks Brothers Motorcycles. One of the things I want to show you today is our new improved engine puller.
The changes to this machine has been in the arms and in the hands. We put hind joints in the hand to allow rotation of the engine, which makes it easier to get it in and out of the frame. With the angle change, we have equal clamping pressure on them. And over here we have what's called the posi lock, which allows this to be locked in place and the engine can't swing from side to side.
And we're going to show you just how easy it is to pull the motor out of the bike right now. George is actually going to come in, make contact with the cylinders, tighten it down, he's going to pull it out of there.
You lift it up, rotate it, and bring the assembly out of the frame. You see the motor starting to move and it centers itself. This allows no side play once the motor's in place, and it keeps it safe, it can't fall out.
Visit BanksBrothersMotorcycles.com to order your Banks lift.
We're ready to race. What's your strategy? Go fast.
The Fueling name has been associated with racing and high-performance engines since 1974, when founder Jim Fueling started fueling the flames. From Daytona to Monaco, from the Bonneville Salt Flats to the Indy 500. Fueling is here to compete. Look for the Flying Pig to run up front this year with pilot Ben Bosman. Fueling. No bullshit, just performance.
Okay, we're back. I want to thank all of our sponsors, Dennis Kirk on down. Everybody that you see right up here in the little logo roll helps us get this show out to you guys, and we appreciate all of you watching us. And dude, tonight, awesome audience. Like, good to see Tom Kiefer here, Carl Pusser, Karen Moore is here, Rob Nussbaum. One man's back in the house. We haven't seen you for a little bit. Mike Draco.
David Crum, Walt Curo.
Killer crowd tonight.
I'm not going to say that name.
See, and that was why I just stumbled, because
the gentleman from Brazil, thank you for watching.
It's so good that you did that tonight instead of me.
I'm sorry. I have to apologize to everybody. I am so tired.
It's almost delirium, right?
Yeah, it really is. But the stuff we've been doing has been so good. I cannot complain. We've done a lot of great stuff this week, so
absolutely.
I just want to sleep for a month.
So speaking of being tired, our guest tonight should be tired from all the shit that he does, because everything from running a couple 100-acre adult daycare in Sturgis to 2 different vintage motorcycle races that go across the country with hundreds of participants in each one of those. He's involved in, the passion of motorcycles himself, and we're lucky enough to pin him down for a minute. We're going to bring Jason Sims in right now, so stick around for a minute. Let's get him online. Jason, what's up, man?
Dude, go back to the music.
That's good stuff, right?
You can throwing down.
You could tell we're a bunch of old. Anthony Robinson says, I have a solution for being tired. I was kind of hoping that, I'm just saying, I'm not hating.
But hey, we know where it's at. Jeff G. Holt, I want my coffee. I'm going to be like that newspaper boy from the John Cusack movie. I want my $2. I want my coffee.
Can I get an amen?
All right, man. Jason, what's going on? So you got chase dates are solid.
Oh, we got it down. So we just announced the 2021 mini chase.
So exciting.
It's going to be kind of a little scaled down version of our full blown cross country chase, but it's going to be just as spectacular, just a few days less than a normal chase. A couple of different things that we're doing. We're actually going to start in one location and end in one location, which will be kind of different from some of the events that I've done in the past. But really, we got some special things planned on this one too. So we're calling it Secrets of the Ozark. And a lot of people have been asking, well, why are you calling it secrets? Because, well, really, you know where you're going to start at and you know where you're going to end at 5 days later, but everything in between, I'm going to try to get you lost as hell. You're not going to know where you're going to be staying at that night. You're going to really have to be on your game a little bit with the whole navigation thing. So it isn't going to be as simple as not knowing where you're usually at and being able to Google a road to find your way there, because you won't know what city we're going to be in. So, I mean, I'm keeping it secret from almost all the staff and volunteers also. So
you can tell me, I won't tell anyone.
She says in her bedroom voice.
Don't worry, she'll be sleeping soon anyway.
Yeah.
She can tell.
So listen, let's start from the very beginning, because for anybody who may have been under a rock or doesn't watch any of the other programs, let's talk about what the chase is, where that comes from, and then I want to get into some stuff, because having people pay attention is a big part of the chase every year. But we'll get to that after you build some history for us.
Okay, so the cross country chase was an idea that I came up with about 2 or 3 years ago. It's really an offshoot of another race that I help organize and put together, the motorcycle Cannonball, which is basically a coast-to-coast endurance run on antique motorcycles from pre-1930s on the motorcycle Cannonball. So the Cannonball, it allows trucks, trailers, rolling machine shops. You can bring your mechanics, you can bring everything else. I wanted to really just change it up a little bit with the chase and just do it like people would have been back in the old day of, just you and your motorcycle on the best 2-lane roads of back roads America. So I made it so you had to carry everything with you, your tools, your spare parts, your luggage. And we just do the endurance run that way. So no trucks, no trailers, no girlfriends meeting you at the Holiday Inn every night. It's just one of those things. I wanted to do something that felt challenging to a lot of these people. I have friends and, I venture out on my own quite often with friends, and we live like this, but some people don't necessarily have, I wouldn't say what it takes, but I don't really know where I'm going with that. I gotten a lot of inspiration from guys like Panhead Billy and Kurt Clockengay and some of these guys that are just traveling gypsies on these old motorcycles. And I just wanted to show other people that we're only used to riding around swap meets and a little bit of some antique motorcycle road runs and really kind of push their abilities a little bit and show them that, hey, you guys can do this too. You can do all these things that all these other guys are doing. So
David
that's
Crum,
why we put the event together.
David Crum just said the gumption, and that's the thing. Like, I think secretly inside, almost anyone who rides a motorcycle that sees, Panhead Billy or Beaner or Scotty or, Chip, like when they see these guys, I think a little thing inside all of us wish that we could do something like that, but it's intimidating, especially on older motorcycles, man. Like if
and that's a challenge. The old motorcycle right there. Just some of those old motorcycles, you have issues to go the distance you go.
So
Exactly.
technically, honey, you could do this on the ticket.
Yeah.
Now, how or could he? Is his bike modified too much for that?
We have someone asking about the rules too already.
Yeah. So the first event, we were a little bit more stringent on it. We were looking just for like period correct, all traditional, original machines. I've since kind of lightened up on that because I realized that, people were really kind of customizing these back in the day. There's really no difference if you're raking out something. Really the only thing that we're asking for is that, hey, you have an original motor and original transmission. We don't want to see any, STD cases or SNS knucklehead motors. We want the real deal, old school stuff. Same with the transmissions.
I guess that would keep the competition somewhat the same also.
Right.
Compared to like somebody showing up with a crazy built motor or something like that.
Yeah, really. I mean, in all actuality, this is a challenge of man versus machine. It's you against your machine. You need to keep that machine going. That machine needs to keep you going. So,
yeah.
And I think that's the old thing too about the, some of the best stories we've ever collected are not from, I left my house, it was sunny the whole time I was on a trip, the bike purred along, and I got there and ahead of time and felt great. That's not where the good stories are.
Well, that never happened to us once, so.
And really, we make you push it on this event. We see all aspects of all different types of conditions. On the last year's chase, when we started out, it was 50 degrees and raining. It could even have been colder than that. I think it was actually in the 40s up in Michigan, raining. So you're doing some of this stuff that you may never do before. You're riding in the rain. You're riding, in extreme heat, extreme cold, wind, and you got to do it because if not, you're left behind, and you're out there on your own. At least with me, as a group's moving forward, I give you a little bit of security of knowing that, hey, there is a sweep truck back there, and if there is a catastrophic failure on your motorcycle, I will pick you up and get you to the town that night. So, and then after that, you're on your own.
So one of the things, and I have the privilege of engineering for you guys on the Cannonball Chronicles on Wednesday nights. And one of the things I hear all the time when you have a guy or girl that'll be a Cannonball rider who has also done the chase, you hear them all the time talk about the questions and the quiz that goes on, and that's
right.
It's become it seems legendary. I haven't been on this yet, and I'm super curious about this because everyone bitches about the quiz.
So it's a new little element that I brought into it. Really, I just wanted to see. You can be a good mechanic, you can be a good rider, but to be a all-around motorcycle person, you really got to be a mechanic, a rider, and you got to know some knowledge and some history. So I added in on this particular event, giving the riders actual history quiz every day. So at some checkpoint throughout the day, we gave each of the riders a 10-point question quiz, and half of them for the day would be early American motorcycle history, and then the other half would be about the day prior. So what city were we in, kind of the history that surrounds that city. It could be like, how many bridges did we cross that day?
Yeah.
What type of bridge was this? Was it a suspension? Was it a cantilever? I've even gone as far as, how was this city spelled? So it's really just paying attention to detail. And
Chris would
really
fail that one. Chris would fail spelling.
More and more through this, I'm realizing Jason's just a mean person.
Actually, I'll tell you the real reason that I wanted to bring the geographical part of it, and some of the quiz is because I see on a lot of these events that everybody's just so in tune with their bike and their road, and they're tunnel visioned, while they're riding, because they're so nervous about what could happen. And what I wanted to do is I wanted people to see outside and pay attention to the national parks that we're going through, learn the history of the cities that we're visiting. Why was this road historical, and why did we take you on this road? Just different things like that. I just wanted to get riders out of that tunnel vision.
Well, that's cool though, because it also adds more to the journey. I mean, knowing the history of the roads that you're on and stuff like that does add a little bit more, to the ride, knowing, what the area is about too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, even with the cities, I mean, we really visit some of the best cities in America. I mean, we don't do the big cities like Chicago or Phoenix or LA. I mean, we're going to small places like Branson, Missouri, and just different places like that are rich in history and just great people. And I want to just bring awareness to a lot of that. So,
hey, Carl Pusser says, what's cool is it's a family event. I've taken my granddaughter to the Chase and Cannonball checkpoints and stops. Her and Jody Perowitz are buddies. So, talk about that, because the stops, the overnight stops, I mean, for Cannonball, I've heard that's where it's all at, is in the parking lots between the days. But talk about that, because it also, on both of these events, really becomes an event in the event, every town that you guys go in, everything that happens there.
It really does. I try to work with these cities that we visit. A lot of times we'll work with Harley Davidson dealerships, museums. We'll work with the city itself. Really, it goes back to just trying to raise awareness to what's in that city, and give the city kind of a return on their investment for bringing us there. We always want to make it free, and we always want to make it family friendly. And for doing that is just trying to bring the younger generation up through this.
It figures right.
A lot of this stuff is, you may never even see some of these bikes that compete in both of these events in a museum, let alone see them in real life. So, I mean, to get to see these things actually running and riding, to hear them, to see people wrenching on them, I mean, it's really life-changing for even the general public, to kind of witness some of this stuff. So, I mean, I get emails all the time, phone calls of saying, "Oh, I stopped here and seen you in, Pierre, South Dakota. I traveled 6 hours to come and see you, and I got to talk to this rider and this rider, and he was overhauling his motor, and now I want to get into old bikes, and I can't believe you guys are doing this." I mean, most of the people think we're freaking nuts, which we are.
Well, yeah, right.
Well,
but
I think anything that brings that kind of community awareness to motorcycles is good, but especially for old motorcycles, because so often, and we talked to you about this when we were doing our documentary in Sturgis this year, so many times people see one of these old motorcycles sitting somewhere, and they immediately doubt their reliability and that you could travel with them, and they don't understand the different kind of trip. Because, man, I'm going to tell you what, I love all the different motorcycles that I have, but there is nothing like taking a trip across the country on a 49 Panhead, on my 49 Panhead chopper, because I'm not going to go faster than 60, maybe 65 miles an hour. I'm going to be pushing.
I've been on that bike with you. I know better.
No, but I don't. I really
Nice
don't.
try.
Not on the Panhead, on the shovel.
Oh, on the shovel.
Totally different
on the
story.
shovel. The shovel is a missile, but the Panhead just doesn't like to run like that, and it's a different trip, man. Like, you get into a groove with it and you listen to the clickety clack going down the road, and I can imagine, like, if it was still in stock trim, it'd be like a trip back in time.
Oh, it really is. It really is. I mean, when I'm out there riding, especially on one of these old machines, you know, and I'm doing 45 miles an hour, maybe 50 if I'm lucky that day. I just look around and I imagine like, hey, I'm on this 1934 Harley. You know, what was it like in 1934? I mean,
Right.
are we traveling kind of some of the same roads? You know, was there horse and buggies still out here? You know, would I have been
I think
chased by Indians? You
yeah.
know, I just think about the history like that, and I think about like the settlers and you know what were they thinking as they were traveling through here.
One
Well, I
of
think maybe that's the cool part about the history thing that you're bringing into it with the, you know, with the little quizzes you're giving them. Like you're bringing a bit of that back also.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I like, and I know they don't all do it, but I know like people like Tom Banks, he'll even dress in period correct clothing for the bike that he's riding. He takes it very seriously, right down to like his tool bag is period correct for the bike, and he has, you know.
Did you just call Tom Banks a tool bag?
No, of course not. That's not very nice. You would call Tom Banks a tool bag. I
No,
would
he
not call
wouldn't
Tom
either.
Banks a tool bag. Well, Mark's mean.
I actually like to see Tom dress up and get out of his sweatpants.
Hey,
Rob Nussbaum says, would George Washington ride an Indian? That is
Whoa.
completely
Oh,
inappropriate.
that's a good question.
Leave it to the leader of the flannel mafia to toss a question in like that.
I think there's a little. I mean, we don't have anything set in stone, but I think there's a little rumor that Chris and I might be following you guys. Maybe.
Heck yeah. We got to make it happen.
So someone was asking, Jeremy Sather, being a guy that worked for Mecum and seeing these vintage bikes, I would love to see them in action. How do you get a list of the stops? And we had up earlier the Cross Country Chase website. I'm going to show you again, and I'll throw the link up for you while we're talking.
There we go. I got it.
All right. So usually I do promoted stops twice a day on either the Cannonball or the Chase. So we'll do like a hosted lunch stop, and then at night we'll do a stop where the general public can see us. On this particular Chase, the one that we'll have this July, nobody knows where we're going to be at. So to promote a stop is going to be we're actually going to do probably a pop-up event in each town. Be like, you know, when we get there at 4:00, say, hey, guess what? We're in. I almost slipped right there. I was going to say one of the cities.
Did Leanne whip something from across the room before you said it? She's like, hey, pay attention here.
I mean, it's been so freaking tough for me because I picked like some of the best cities in this whole area, and I mean, it just kills me that I can't tell anybody.
I've never been through the Ozarks, but I hear
Oh my
it's
God.
absolutely beautiful riding.
Well, I'm not going, Jason, so you can tell me.
Listen, here's the thing about riding in the Ozarks. You will get lost in your own mind. And I've been on the entire Alaskan highway. You know, I've ridden through the Denali National Forest, coming down the other side. I have never gotten lost in my own mind like riding through the Ozarks in the middle of the night. Like, it's just, there's something about that place, man. It's great.
It's insane. And just all the little teeny towns,
Yo.
the little 2-lane back roads. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yes, sir.
Very cool.
Even though, I mean, the hosted stops really make a big part of what we do to get the public involved. I mean, we're still going to give the public a chance to see us. It's just going to be on a very, very short notice, you know. I mean, most of these places are tourist towns, so, you know.
Well, you draw.
Well,
I'm sure you draw a crowd no matter where you go anyway. So
right. I mean, really, when I kind of came up with this concept, I mean, we're not there yet. I mean, with everything that's going on, I mean, I kind of wanted to try to do something where we could fly under the radar a little bit, not get in trouble for having mass gatherings, because these things do sometimes attract a couple thousand people to some of these towns. And so, you know, we'll fly under the radar a little bit. I mean, really, this is just to get people out that have been cooped up for a year to get out there and ride. and put your trust in me to show you a good time. So,
Yes, sir.
So they have, I saw on your website, they have it until April 1st to submit their application, correct? How many riders do you think you'll have?
so right now we're only taking pre-registrations.
Okay.
So we're actually going to open up registration come April 1st.
Oh,
So,
okay. I'm sorry, I misread that.
So right now, everybody that signs up on the pre-register list will actually get the link to sign up for the event come April 1st before we actually put it out to the general public. So if you have any interest, we're telling people, hey, get on there, get on our mailing list, get signed up for the whole thing. So you get first track, because I'm capping the thing at 100 riders. So the first 100 riders that sign up, that's the event right there. So,
Well, and I'm going to say something on your behalf because I know you're going to be too modest here today. These kind of events are priceless for the people who attend them, for the people who get to see them come to their town. But, man, it's a monumental undertaking. So support this thing however you can. Come out to the stops when you know riders are in town. Get out to the store, and if you buy a poster, a t-shirt, whatever, to support what they're doing with both the cross-country motorcycle chase and the Cannonball, it'll mean the world for them. So take care of the people that are taking care of our history.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, events like ours over the last year and a half have been just devastated. Not bringing any revenue, not being able to go out there and promote and be able to sell stuff like our merchandise that keeps our doors open, our fuel and our gas tanks, and to get out there to promote these things and actually put the event on. So, if you guys find it in your heart, help events like the Cannonball, the Chase, other things, other small motorcycle events,
So
just buy something from them, send them a few dollars.
With that, can we segue into...
Wait 1 second. I have to answer a question. So
Okay.
Mike Podger is on here, and as we were talking, a comment comes up, and he says it's kind of hard to get lost on the Alaskan highway. Not really. So by the time I got the Alaskan highway, I had ridden 9,000 miles in about 8 days, and I was on the first ever Hokahay Motorcycle Challenge. And at that point, the sun wasn't going down anymore. It would just get like afternoon, morning, and I hadn't slept for days. I could have got lost walking to my bathroom in my own house. Several times I woke up surprised that I had somebody else's motorcycle and was riding. So that's what I'm talking about. So Heather, where's your segue?
No, I was going to segue where he was saying support, the small events and stuff like this. I cannot believe we did not do this in the news. So for any of you that watch this show regularly, you know that we introduced you to Jared Weems, or we brought him on the show, Weems Motorcycle Company. He built a David Mann replica Triumph for the Forgotten Angels charity here in Florida. They raffled that bike off this weekend. They drew the lucky winner. And I just have to tell you, for the Forgotten Angels, Weems Motor Company, and everybody that supported that project raised $106,000.
Wow.
Look at that. And,
Holy.
And Jared also gets a plaque for the most amount of money ever paid for a Triumph ever.
Like, it literally makes, it was hard for me to say those words. I'm so moved.
Oh, and how proud that whole group has to be, man, right?
And for such an amazing, amazing cause, if you haven't been able to familiarize yourself with the Forgotten Angels, you have to. They're doing such incredible work. And kudos to Weems Motor Co. for doing what they did for it. It's outstanding.
Good for them.
So Jason, but before we cut you loose, man, you've been hanging out at Meekum in Glendale.
Oh, hold on! You're gonna make me not like him more. This is reason number 442 not to like Jason.
Why do you not like Jason for being at Meekum?
Because he was at Meekum for 3 days. Christ, I watched it. I had to keep coming in and out of the garage to catch cars going through. It was pissing me off.
So what was hot? What was not? What was the deal?
I tell you what, if people think that there's something wrong with the economy right now, I'd slap them in the face because,
Right.
oh my God. So hanging out at Meekum the last 3 days, I learned that I got to get a fourth job. I have no status. I have no status anymore. I'm telling you, dude.
Old truck and old Cadillacs are worth crazy money.
The only thing that I could afford there was a taco. I couldn't even afford the water.
So off the top, what went for the most? What was the biggest ticket that you saw?
So I think the biggest selling car over the weekend was yesterday afternoon, 1967 Corvette that went for, I think, 2.6 million.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I've been looking.
Yep,
we were looking through this
Is it
early in the show.
covered in gold and diamonds?
No.
Like
That's the
seriously.
funny part.
So it was
It's crazy what some of those cars are bringing.
Oh,
the older
dude.
Cadillacs and the old pickup trucks knock it out of the park. Like it's nuts.
really,
Mark, some of these
my feeling
Mustangs.
is a lot of the stuff was selling for almost 2x. Stuff that was selling last year for 12 to 13,000 was selling for 26 to 32,000.
Baby, hurry up and finish that car.
Yeah, right. Dude, how much did the GTO sell for? You're gonna kill me right now.
I don't remember seeing that one.
I'm trying to
It
think.
was probably in the taco line.
And this afternoon, I'm going to say right before it ended today, a 66 GTO went through at, I think, 46,000.
Oh my God.
Yeah. All original. Like it was all there. It was everything you'd, hey, a replica Eleanor, that's what we were talking about earlier. A replica Eleanor Mustang went through it 260 some thousand.
Yeah.
A replica, not even an original.
Dude, some of the fastbacks were crazy.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
flipping through the whole page today, off the hook.
Dude, that is
So the motorcycles at a car auction were surprisingly did very, very well.
Yeah.
I've been seeing this trend in early Hondas again. So like the 60 or the 68, 69, 70 Honda Z50s, the bikes that everybody grew up on, they are super hot right now.
Yeah.
Selling anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000.
It's nuts.
Mark, check it out.
Insane.
There's my exact 67. This was one of the first bikes that I had to sell to keep the magazine going back in the day.
Yep. Oh boy.
Even the Triumphs this year
Yeah.
at this particular auction, being a car auction, you thought they would have been pretty light, but they did really, really well. I mean, they were in the high teens.
Right on.
Yeah, it's crazy. And you're, like you said, you'd think with pandemic, with money like it is right now, with the government handing everybody checks, these cars are going through, and bikes are going through big money.
Yeah.
I want to
I'm
go.
anxious to see what Meekum in April, the motorcycle auction where
I
they're
want
going
to
to
go
sell
to that one, not because
1,800 motorcycles. I'm anxious to see.
Right.
Are we going to see the wave that cars have been seeing? So
Yeah,
it'll be interesting.
that's definitely, I think, a bucket list thing, just so I can see the motorcycles and experience that. I know I can't buy anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, going to a Meekum show's always been on my list of things I want to do. I've never had the opportunity.
Man, we're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to
I would
go.
love, and I like Vegas too.
And I said now they're actually having like lower cars. You're not going to go spend. You're going to go spend anywhere from I've seen them from $1,000 to $10,000 compared to
Baby.
50 to 150.
Wait
So-
a minute.
No,
Do you understand?
I saw it. No.
Oh boy.
This is the bike
boy.
that
Look at that.
Rocket Rex Stanton and Marty Sipes touring Astro
Right.
motocross with these bikes.
Oh yeah, that's cool shit right there.
So guess what that sold for?
Tell
Oh
me.
God, I don't want to know. God, I'm going to say
Let's see
10.
who gets the closest.
10.
Oh, come on.
I don't even know.
I don't even have a guess.
That's not up my.
17,000.
Wow.
Whoa.
No shit. Well, what were you telling me? There was an AMC Gremlin. That's
yeah. So my buddy brought a 73 AMC Gremlin to the auction, and Hammer priced it at $19,000.
Ooh.
World record gremlin price.
That's no shit.
And a gremlin. And you must really like this guy because you said your friend brought a gremlin. So
I was pissed at this guy. He wouldn't even take us to frickin' Red Lobster afterwards.
Oh, that bastard.
He's like, "I'll take you to Burger King, bitches." And I'm like,
Oh shit. All right, man. Well, listen. In case you guys are not aware, on Wednesdays, Jason gets together with Rob Nussbaum. They have a little program also on all of these networks at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's called the Motorcycle Cannonball Chronicles, where they bring in guests and talk about the motorcycles, the memories, and the riders of the greatest antique motorcycle race in the history of the United States. So make sure you check that out. Where are you going next? What's going on?
So I'm here home for a couple weeks, and then I'll be in Fredericksburg, Texas, for the Texas Fandango.
Yeah, buddy.
You may end up seeing Heather and I there. We're really trying to figure it out.
Oh, it's going to be killer. I mean, we're looking at dirt drags. We're looking at chopper races, antique motorcycle swap meet. I mean, flat track racing. I mean, they got it all. Mini bike races.
Heather, are you making a pouty face?
Yeah.
It's not working.
It never does.
It does sometimes.
Hey,
Not really.
just because you screwed off day off this week doesn't mean.
Who fails day off? Like, seriously?
And listen, she was so disappointed.
so mad.
She was crying not because she was scared that I was super pissed off about it. She was genuinely disappointed that we just can't do a good day off anymore. Like, we blew it, man. We so blew it.
Dude, we've been going so hard so long for so many years that days off are a waste of time at this point. So
I'm willing to try again, though.
Yeah.
I can be taught.
I will keep trying until I get it right.
Dude, I've known you for over 30 years. You can't be taught a day off. Trust me. I've known you too long.
All right, man. Well, listen, dude, thank you so much for coming in and giving us the update. And I'm looking forward to like the show has been killer. I've learned so much about so many people and the motorcycles, and like I can't wait to see more of this stuff. So I think it's fantastic what you guys are doing. Please keep it up and keep us in the loop.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we go, I want to give a shout out to my beautiful wife, Leanne, and my good buddy. Thanks, guys.
All right, man. Take it easy, and we'll see you on the air on Wednesday night.
Jason, always good to see you.
All right, see you guys.
Fantastic.
Dude, he's one of my favorite people. He's a lot of fun.
I can't believe you keep throwing in the Flannel Mafia deal. You're killing me. You're killing me. Did I tell you? And did I tell you Nussbaum like had a sidebar with me? He's like, "Hey, what's Mark talking about there?" And I was like, "Seriously?"
Yeah, right. Well, nobody said he was quick, you know. That's so funny.
All right.
So real quick, I'm in the process of scheduling out the next couple months worth of shows. I want to know who people want us to have on. Like everybody else. I need sound effects, damn it.
A little bit.
That one is a little creepy, yeah. Can I have sound effects, please?
Somebody says that's from Duke Nukem or something.
I don't know. That one's
so anyway,
Groovy.
Send us your suggestions for guests. We'll work on getting them on. Hulk Hogan. Jason.
Hulk Hogan's a great guest.
Yeah, he would be a good guest, actually.
Let me tell you something, brother. You get down there in Daytona for your bike week, you want to have your buddy with you. Oh, that's why I always come with the Hulkster. Yeah.
Dude, they're starting to do that. They're starting to do a show here, a series with the history of wrestling and the actual wrestlers.
Yeah.
So yeah, to get a couple of those guys on would be so badass. I mean, I was never a huge wrestling fan, but some of the people they portrayed, the personification, was so cool.
All right, so we have Steve Rinker. We've had the ring. Oh, Rinkers were on Cannonball
Yeah,
Chronicles.
I'd
Victor,
love to have-
Mike Podge, Victor who? Rhett another Rhett
You want to try that again?
Rhett Rotten.
I reckon I like when you talk funny.
Oh God, Rick Fairless. Rob, come on, really?
Jorma Kekkonen?
Okay,
I don't know who that is.
good try though.
I think
He just
the
wanted to
flannel
make
went
me
to his
talk.
head.
He just wanted
He
to
wanted
make
to
you
make me
say
talk
that.
funny. You need macho also. Ooh, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So listen, at the gentleman's club, I'm not allowed to say titty bar, I guess. The gentleman's club that me and Mark used to bounce at, we actually had to throw some guys out for pinching Randy Macho Man Savage's ass. one
Oh,
night.
do that one. I love when you do that one.
He had a meltdown.
Quick, do that
remember?
one. It's so good.
So when the wrestlers came into town, it was the whole night always ended in a huge fight. And we were fighting with the customers were fighting with the wrestlers. It was ridiculous. Every time the wrestlers were in Pittsburgh, we had a giant bar brawl. But this night in particular, Randy Savage, you had to know, never out of character, always the Macho Man. So he's at the titty bar, and someone pitches his ass, and all you hear is he spins around. Oh, you like that, fat boy? You like to pinch another man's ass? And we're like, oh my God, this is gonna be the night, because the guy's with like 30 other guys, and they're all gonna kick the dog shit out of Randy Macho Man Savage in the
While
middle
we're
of his titty
laughing.
bar.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, before this goes too bad, I want to remind you that you're watching the family program Shop Talk, where we talk about motorcycles and two-wheel entertainment. And thank you for tuning in.
You have such a good radio voice.
So I do want to remind you that we are here every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, through the courtesy of the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio, all of our friends, fans, and family who keep us on the air in spite of the ridiculous shit that we do here. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and I guess until next week when we see you guys again, same chopper time.
Same chopper channel.
Bye, Felicia.